Welcome to the Manucherhi Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. And welcome to the Manucherhi Show. We're live here in kind of foggy Seattle. I mean,
foggy, smoky.
Smoky, foggy,
Both.
yeah. You have to kind of stay indoors. It's pretty, I was out quite a bit yesterday and, woke up feeling rather stuffy just from all this smog.
So those from the outlying areas listening to the
Yeah.
show, like we do have some people from New York and Portland area. I know Portland's probably getting a little bit of it too, but we have
Right.
some massive, pretty nasty wildfires up in Canada the smoke is drifting south into the Seattle area. So
Yeah.
we're getting a lot of that. And it was earlier in this week was real bad. In fact,
was.
I think a lot of people were mentioning we almost had the air quality was just about as bad as China and India, I believe, in some areas.
The
It's
most
like, man.
polluted countries in the world.
Yeah, and
Yikes.
it's like, of course, everyone like take a picture, outside of your room. And I'm like, you don't need to take a picture.
Well,
You can see it.
Right.
but-
Even when I was driving in this
Obvious.
morning, everyone's headlights were on.
Yeah,
you
right.
know, because it's just like,
Who is that out there?
right. It's just you can't see through the smog.
Yeah.
So stay inside if you need to
Mhm.
in the Seattle area. Hopefully this will blow away by the weekend so we can all go out and paddleboard and garden. That's what I was doing yesterday, gardening and then hanging out with friends till
Get
kind
back
of late
to our
outside.
Seattle life.
Yes. Oh
Woo!
my goodness gracious. Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. And of course, our hearts go out to Aretha Franklin and her
Mhm.
family.
Yeah.
But I mean, what an incredible life this woman had. What an incredible voice and how she brought everyone together on so many levels. I mean, what an amazing human being.
For so many years. And I mean, the Queen of Soul. I mean,
Queen
that
of Soul. I was
that's it right there.
listening to her all the way,
Jeez.
on my drive-in,
Mhm.
just loving all of her music and just celebrating her life. What a great life she had. And what a great adventure she's going to have on the other side. So
Yeah,
I
I didn't
just
want to
thank
mention
her.
my other hosts during some of the other shows. I was kind of watching some
Right.
of the videos of Aretha, and it's like, oh, it's so touching. But I'm like, I can't watch those right now.
You're going to have to wait till your lunchtime,
Yeah,
Benny.
I don't get
guess.
one. I just had one walking down talking to you. I was shoving
you
my
were just
face full
eating
of
it, yeah.
eggs.
Oh,
Like,
that's
I
so
got to get some
cute.
protein in here. Got to start working it.
That's lovely. So why don't we go ahead and take calls?
Sure,
Who
if
do
you
we
like.
got?
Yeah, if you'd like to do that. And please, okay, heads up,
Yeah.
folks, be patient with me and the show today. I am solo.
Lisa's on a break.
And she's
my
got to.
assistant.
We give her
Of
credit.
course.
I know.
Yes, of
I will be
course.
next week, so but she'll be back.
Right.
Nathan
She'll be
will
back.
be here. Right.
Nathan will be in the studio helping out. Right.
So until then, if the phone lines just keep ringing, I'll get to them as quick as I
yeah.
can.
So Benny has to leave the
Double
studio,
duty.
run into the soundproof booth. Oh, this is soundproof.
This is one too, right?
Of
Yeah.
course. And then come back in. So that kind of is what
That's why I
happens.
needed my protein.
That's why you needed it because you
gotta be
needed
back
to
and forth.
work out.
I know, right? What's up? Anybody know where the weight room is? You said workout, so it's all good.
It's all great.
Right. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manucherhi Show. 877-825-8828. So we'll take our first caller. It's Elvis. She is calling in from Portland. So Elvis, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, Elvis. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm lovely, thank you. How's Portland? Do you guys have the smog too, or did you luck out?
Oh, yeah, it's super smoggy out here,
Aw.
or hazy, rather.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll all go. Hopefully the fires have died. Have they gone away yet in Canada? Do we know?
They're I think reducing themselves. I don't know
Okay.
officially. I haven't really been keeping track
All
of
right.
that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
yeah.
know. So what can I do for you?
Well, I'm about to move to Canada for grad school, and so I'm just
Ooh.
wanting a general reading for this
Yeah.
life
Um,
change.
What are you going to be studying?
Art.
Oh, art. Because
Yeah.
you're an excellent psychologist. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, you're a very good psychologist. You really read people extraordinarily well. I think you also have this Zen quality where you can really be in the present moment when you're in that kind of space, there's a great alignment and then clarity happens, right? Like beautiful expressions of information occur. So I think studying art is lovely. I mean, do you do art now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so you want to just perfect that beautiful talent of yours.
Yeah.
So while you're at it, take some psychology classes because maybe you'll find out that you want to do double duty,
Oh.
So a lot of times when most people don't know where their natural gifts and talents are. And we have layers and layers and layers of natural talent. And when we start to really dive into one of them, like as you move into more of your artistic talents and learn from people who've been teaching art for, decades of time, which is really exciting and fun because you get all that energy from that person too, and all the expressions and experiences that they've had throughout their careers. Don't be surprised if this, what about psychology, comes into the vein for you. Don't be surprised about that.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, most people don't think of, the core aspects of their natural gifts and talents. Most people don't. That's why a lot of people, unfortunately, don't step into their natural gifts and talents in their lifetime. Most individuals don't do that. But you have historically found things that you go, oh my gosh, I'm good at this. Oh my gosh, I'm good at that. So I think this is another thing that you're going to be pleasantly surprised by.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you're going to have fun.
Great.
So just have a great time, and just don't be surprised if you have two careers when you leave Canada.
Yeah.
Unless you decide to stay there. Never know, right? Yeah, it's a great place.
Great. All right. Well, that answers that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks,
have a beautiful
Elvis.
day.
Yeah, for joining us. And if a third career could jump in, she could always take a hose, up there and put out some fires up there. I mean, because
that would be great,
that's what
right?
saying.
If that could happen, that would be
use
lovely.
her on the front lines there. Crazy.
We would like that.
We'll take now Lisa calling in from Seattle. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm lovely. What can I do for you?
I had a question about my career.
Okay.
I'm currently on maternity leave.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So fun. So
It
fun.
actually is. He is such a delight.
Oh, lovely.
He's just waking up, so hopefully he'll let me get through this call.
Hey, if not, I have a grandbaby that's 9 months old, so I'm very comfortable with the crying of babies.
Good.
So I will only enjoy every moment of it. Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, and just it has served me so great for the last 5 years, and just trying to figure out, also being a responsible parent for
Right.
3 children,
Right.
and trying to figure out if, this is actually the best fit for me.
And I already know what I want you to do, but what are you currently, what field had you been working in currently?
It's a creative field, but for a corporate company.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good, but this is what I want you to do. No, really, I like it. So if you need to do that while you figure out what I'm suggesting,
Yeah.
that's great, right? Especially if you can work maybe less, like part-time or 30 hours a week, if you can be flexible, that's wonderful while you're figuring this out. You definitely need to work in the holistic realm. You love holistic medicine. You love all the natural aspects of healing. You love all of that. You do. You really do.
I do.
It makes you super happy, and you understand it. Makes sense to you. It's an easy experience for you, right? And that's how people find out. Really, I mean, first of all, being in joy. Joy is like the highlighter. It helps you to identify what's in your best interest, because anything that we are great at and we have wonderful passion with is a very joyful experience. I mean, just naturally is, right? So I'm going to suggest that you consider studying nutrition, like at the Nutritional Therapy Association. They're an amazing organization. So NTA, you can Google them and find out about them. One of the things that they teach their practitioners is muscle testing. So they're very holistic in their approach. They use, they of course believe in, high quality supplements, and they're amazing. I think so it could be a bridge to something that you want to do, or it could be something that you end up doing. But I think that's what you should put your energy in when you have the time.
Yeah.
Right? So your job is fine for now, but I don't think it's not the
Yeah, no, for sure. And then the other funny thing is my husband has gotten 2 job opportunities out of state. And so it just could be like a total pull out of my career in general.
Right. I think it's great because, if it makes him happy, he's going to make more money. It's going to help him move up in the company. I think that's where the energy needs to go. And he's ready. I see him very ambitious and excited. So since he is, let's let him go have fun and grow his career while maybe you get to spend a little bit more time with the kids and do some more introspection on your own joys and delights, right? I think that would be, so go for it. Yeah, go have some fun. Go move around. Have a blast. Sounds fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're
I appreciate it.
welcome. Have a lovely day.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa, for joining us. 877-825.
I think it's a career day.
Yeah, right? Seems like it.
Yeah,
I know, right?
right.
Well, the summer's maybe wrapping up. They're all trying to start out.
Like, oh, wait a minute. What am I going to be doing in the fall? I had too much fun this summer.
Right, exactly. Oh, let's just keep playing. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manucherhi Show. If you're just tuning in, listening in, we are going to travel to the East Coast. We have Susie joining us from Brooklyn. Susie, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Susie. I love your energy and your voice. What can I do for you?
I'm at the crux of moving forward in my career. Everyone seems to be talking about career today.
I know, I love it.
I'm right in with that.
Right. It's great.
But something's off. I keep having a lot of dreams of like my past life and like just certain eras of my life.
But why does that mean that it's off? First of all, and of course I may be interrupting you and translating what you're about to say. But first of all, it's rare. I think it's normal, but it's rare for someone to have a peekaboo exploration into their previous lifetimes. I think it's very healing. I think it's also very affirming. It also gives us kind of like, oh, am I repeating these patterns? Because that's why previous lifetimes will pop up, because it means that for most people, it means that you're on the right path, but you may be heading towards some familiar ground that you don't really want to repeat.
Okay.
Okay, is that making sense?
It does, and that's I'm afraid that either I'm afraid or it's the wrong moving forward.
I mean, I don't really know what
the
the move forward is for whatever reason, but no, I think you're afraid. Whenever we feel fear, I always think it as come over here, not run away, not prevent it, but it really means come closer, come look at this. The fear is, the fear in the spiritual realm means false evidence appearing real. So don't think of it as truth. Think of it as your defense mechanisms are coming up. Your subconscious is alerting you to your resistance, and your job is to go ahead and face those fears. Because if the universe were to communicate to you that you shouldn't move forward in a certain direction, it does it through calm awareness. It doesn't alert us through fear. Fear is always the ego. It is not intuitive. How does that sound?
Well, I don't necessarily feel. I guess it just feels off. That's the best way I know how to describe it. Like I just feel like, oh, why am I doing? I'm a photographer, so I'm about to move forward, and I want to move forward into the commercial editorial world. So I'm going to spend more money having someone cull my portfolio.
I know, but you love it. It makes you happy.
I don't know if it does. Like I feel a little kind of like, that's why I'm like, I have everything. It's going the way it's supposed to be going. And I feel like, that's nice. What else can I do?
So do you know how to rest in your emotional body?
I think so.
Okay. So the emotional, so there's a difference between your mind and your emotional bodies. Every single day I am told through my head what I'm feeling. And I always check in with my emotional body. And every single time I'm alerted to that whatever I'm thinking is completely false. Every single time. So do you enjoy photography? And don't think about the moving forward. This is the part that you keep getting stuck in, right? Don't think about that right now. Just table it. In fact, you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. Just table that for a moment and sit in the essence of photography for you. How do you feel about it?
My gut instinct, is, I think, is probably what I'm struggling with it, is that it fills a void. I used to be in front of the camera instead of behind it. So intuitively, I feel like I have gone through an introverted phase, but I'm not really an introvert, and I've kind of been hibernating, and I feel like I need to come back out. I guess that's why I'm feeling like I don't know. This is.
And then that's the branching out. If you want to come back out, that's the branching out. Do you see what I mean? And I just want you to know, everything you just said to me has nothing to do with feelings. That was all your mind. So feelings are very different. It's not an analytical process. Analyzing is a mental functioning. And so you need to rest in your abdominal area. You need to connect to the second layer of your auric field and get into your emotional response system so you can actually feel what things feel to you. Because here's what I'm hearing from you. You're an artist. You're an excellent artist, and you could very well come in front of the art and represent yourself instead of, feeling hidden by the camera. And I'm not saying there aren't other wonderful things for you, but I think you have to really let go and surrender and let yourself, be seen in this world that you actually really enjoy, at least from my perspective. That's how I'm seeing it, that you really enjoy it. Like it really turns you on, it gets you excited. But your mind is trying to figure it out and slice it into 14 different pieces, and that's not joyful at all. One of the ways that I get to enjoy my work is I know nothing about a person before they come to see me. I don't even look at my schedule until right before the door rings or right before I get on Skype, so that I learn their name or find out what city they're living in or what state or whatnot. And because if I read ahead of time, my rational mind would go, well, I wonder if they're connecting with me because they're sick. Ooh, what's wrong with them?
Right.
I would be in this over-analytical place, which is not joyful. So you're not going to be able to really figure this out until you stop going into that space and start connecting to joy, which is kind of a moment-by-moment experience. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So let's do that first and then reevaluate everything.
Okay.
And I don't mean analyze it. I mean feel it out. Is it making you happy? From a feeling perspective, not your mental mind.
Okay.
Okay, and then let us know. I want to hear. I want to have a seriously. I think it'll take you about a month to figure this out, quite frankly. And of course, Mars is going to go direct at the end of this month, which will be helpful. It won't really be stationed till October, which I don't really understand because I'm not an astrologer, but I find that interesting. That's a long time.
It is.
Right? I'm like, what the heck? I mean, Mars is my planet. I'm like, it's been retrograde for a long time. I'm like tired of it. I'm like, come on, guys.
Me too.
Okay. So maybe things will make more sense too, right? Like I wouldn't make a lot of big decisions right now. I would not.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Susie, for joining us from Brooklyn, New York. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manucherhi Show. It's about that time for our first break. Let's take that. We'll be right back.
I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about a half past day. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a girl might find a bed? Can you tell me? He just grinned and shook my hand. And there was
Hello, this is Marie Manucherhi, and I want to let you know I will be at East West Bookshop in Seattle, September 14th, Friday night. I'm going to be talking about the power of what if. Because as you know, I believe the direction of the energy in our minds is truly important. Words that we say to ourselves or out loud truly matter. When we speak, the fifth chakra's vibration sends energy towards the things in the universe that match the vibration of the words spoken. So in this class, we're going to be talking about the difference between what-if questions and affirmations. Of course, I'll do readings for the audience. We're going to have a blast. I hope you can join us. For more information, you can go to energyintuitive.com or eastwestbookshop.com.
A lot can happen in 6 seconds. A rodeo ride, a dramatic basketball win, and the world record holder can solve a Rubik's Cube. 6 seconds is how long it takes for an 18-wheeler traveling at a safe speed to come to a complete stop. And in those 6 seconds, that truck will travel the length of 2 football fields. So please, give them room. Never cut in front of a large truck for any reason. Our roads, our safety. Learn more at sharetheroadsafely.gov.
On Friday, Manson Mitchell welcomed back Barbara Sternig with more Hollywood insider stories from her time as a National Enquirer reporter.
On Saturday, Amanda Owen talks about the fine art of receiving in a world where women have spent the majority of their time giving.
Bringing you fascinating talk since 2007.
We are Manson Mitchell, Friday and Saturday mornings at 10 on Alternative Talk, AM 1150.
Join Marie on November 3rd and 4th in Redmond, Washington for her 2-day seminar, Communicating Beyond the Veil. One of the greatest experiences Marie has had the pleasure of receiving is the ability to communicate with loved ones and spirit guides living on the other side. And this is a natural gift that everyone has. Over the years, Marie has helped clients and students learn the techniques necessary to achieve this valuable skill. In this workshop, you'll learn the dimensional realities that exist beyond Earth, how to know the difference between your own thoughts and communications coming from those living outside of Earth, how to maintain your human energy system in a vibrational flow that allows for higher self-connection, and how to hear, see, feel, or experience those living on the other side. For more information, go to energyintuitive.com.
An alternative to everything else on your radio dial. Alternative Talk 1150.
So the heavens are actually blessed right now with Aretha's voice on the other side. We got to enjoy her for 70-some years, and now they get to have her for as long as she wants to stay there. Yeah, probably a little bit longer before she comes back to Earth, if she does decide to come back to Earth. But what a blessing it has been to have her on the Earth, and
definitely,
what a gift. A beautiful voice.
Whoever, I would think, whoever saw her in concert was probably privileged.
Yeah, I never saw her in concert.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you hear all the good stuff that I'm playing back. It's like, man, I just couldn't imagine being there in person.
Wow.
I'd be beside myself. So
lovely.
She's the queen of soul.
She is the queen of soul. So, I'm about to, in October, I'm going to teach my very first online course. So I'm super excited. We finally figured that all out. It took a while in my office.
That's why Lisa's on break.
Yeah.
She's like, I need to take a break.
She did such a good job. Yeah. So the first class, it's going to be 2 90-minute sections in October. How does intuition work? So the first part will be just talking about how it all works between spirit guides, angels, your soul, higher self, creation, God, universe, whatever language you like to use. There's all these layers of activity that exists outside of the human realm. And of course, once you start to really increase your consciousness, then the veil that surrounds the earth realm decreases for you. It thins, and then you're able to have more access to intuitive information. So that's going to be the first part of the online course. And then the second part and that's in October as well, all that's on my website at energyintuitive.com, will be about how do you work it for yourself personally. So I'm very excited, that we'll be doing online courses for the very first time.
Super cool.
Yeah, so if you haven't been able to travel to Seattle when I am in my teaching schedule, now you can just dial up and do it online.
So there's no limit to how many?
I think we did put a limit for 100 for our first class.
So might want to put that out there.
Yeah,
now's the time to get in.
I think that's what we decided to do because people are going to be able to write in questions.
Sure.
Only my voice will be the one that will be heard, but people can write in questions live, and I'll be able to answer them. And so there's homework and books already suggested. So you kind of want to get, there's some books to read for each course, or a book for each course. So if you want to take that course, you might want to order those books, find out what those books are, and order them.
And this is the good homework, by the way.
It is such good homework.
Not like chemistry.
Super, yeah. Although I loved chemistry, by the way. I loved anatomy, physiology, microbiology, my favorite classes.
But I like all those. Just balancing equations, like really, like seriously. Not a thing for
me. Yeah. I was, when I was taking my prerequisites for, my RN degree, I took philosophy instead of statistics because you had an option back in the day. And I was sitting with one of my girlfriends who's a little bit younger than me. Well, she's more than a little bit younger than me, I think. And
now the truth comes out.
Yeah, and she goes, "You didn't have to take statistics." I go, "No, it was philosophy. It was a choice back then." She's like, "What?" And she's a smarty pants, and she said it was a very hard course. So yeah, I'm very blessed. Although I didn't really like the philosophy class. I thought, what? It was like, I didn't really enjoy it.
Could have been the professor at the time.
Yeah, I think it was a little weird. He was kind of odd, but grateful that I didn't have to take statistics. Okay, so who do we have next?
We'll take Gail calling in from Bellevue. Hello, Gail. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good
Gail.
morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. What can I do for you?
Yes, I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm doing it for like 20 years. And energetically, I think I'm kind of
more than done. You're exhausted. Although you have
Yeah.
great energy. I'm so proud of you because you've find ways. You have high energy, which is awesome for you. You're able to maintain this very challenging, difficult role in the healthcare situation, right? It's a challenging and difficult role because not only are you helping people with their processes or their biochemistry that may be out of balance, but also the drugs they're taking, so it's complicated, and I'm just really proud of you. Thank you so much for doing it. But no, you're done.
So the thing is, last week I was in West Seattle in a Sato festival. I had a booth for advice.
Yeah, and you did great.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was
so
wonderful.
Why can't you just do it? Why not? I want you to look at, and I'll answer your question as well. I want you to look at the fact you've been working on your PhD on how to help people for a very long time in your work. You've seen and heard almost everything. And that's why you have this bandwidth of understanding when someone is being honest, when they're on the right path. You already have all of this taken care of because of the work you've been doing. So now you can go work with the general public who doesn't have all those issues, and it'll just be super fun and easy for you, and you'll be able to move through things very, very quickly and give great advice. So I'm all for it. I think you should go for it.
So, but how should I do that?
What do you mean?
Meaning, like, let go of the license.
Well,
just give advice to people.
Sure. So I mean, it's going to depend on your personality and how willing you're to let go, right? Because you have some fear and some issues. I'd love for you to retire from your profession if you're going to allow yourself to. But if you're not going to allow yourself to do that, can you reduce your hours and start having a second business where you don't call yourself a therapist and perhaps you call yourself an intuitive or whatever words work for you? Maybe you want to start practicing, maybe going to some fairs for a while and wait till you feel really comfortable and confident. But I don't think this is going to be hard at all. You've already been trained on how to help the human psyche. You've already been done professionally and intuitively. You've already been trained. So you don't really need to go get credentials. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
I know you don't, but I don't know why you don't understand what I'm talking about. So, I took a weekend course in energy medicine, and then I trained myself in the hospital by working on patients. And I luckily had the blessing of the staff that I worked with. In fact, sometimes physicians, 3 different physicians came up to me and said, could you go do that thing with whoever the patient was, one of their patients? And on 3 occasions I said no. Usually I said, sure, I'll be right in. But on 3 occasions I was super busy. I was a charge nurse many days that I worked, and they would write orders. Okay, you're going to go in and do, they would say, I can't remember the terms, but, therapeutic touch on this patient. And then I would have to go do it. So what I'm trying to say, you've already had on-the-job training. Why don't you, just so that you can convince your logical mind, start signing up for psychic fairs, go in there and start doing some readings, charge whatever amount you want to charge or whatever they require, because they usually have a cap on that because they want it to be affordable for the community, and let yourself feel that you're really good at this so that you can eventually do it professionally on a regular basis. Okay? Why don't you do that? That's a great way for you to start to feel confident.
Okay.
Okay? And congratulations and welcome to my realm of profession. I'm excited for you. And you're going to do a great job. You're going to do a great job. I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. One of the things many people forget about, and of course I had this kind of dilemma when I started waking up to my own intuitive abilities, because I didn't know I was an intuitive until my late 30s. Even though it's in my family, my great-grandmother was a healer. She was a Cherokee Indian and did healing for people in her community once she moved off the reservation. I don't know what she did when she lived on the reservation in Oklahoma, but she married a French man and moved off the reservation, and people would come to their ranch on the weekends, and she would trade healing for people to do work on the ranch, like repair fencing and things like that. Of course, I had no idea about any of that. Nobody told me about it.
Awesome.
And my mother's side of the family, not my mother, but her family members, who are all gone now, other than my cousins, are very conservative and prejudiced, and they're just like good old white boy kind of family members. Not my cousins, but everybody else pretty much was. And so they didn't talk about my great-grandmother because they were kind of embarrassed, that they had this Native American blood. But when it kind of started to circulate in the family that apparently I was showing gifts that my great-grandmother had, one of my uncles, who's very conservative, called me. And we never talked on the phone. We would see each other, like for a family reunion once every 10 years or something like that. And he goes, I heard you're just like Grandma Lucinda. I go, oh, thanks, Uncle Don. So what I'm trying to say is that which I wasn't saying very well, sorry about that, I kind of jumped off topic there, is that more and more people are wanting intuitive information. More and more people are looking outside of the box to get information to better their life, better their health, better their relationships. So we need a lot of people who can be available to offer information. And I'm already a pretty busy person. Sometimes people have to wait a year to see me for a private session. Right now I'm working full-time seeing clients, so my waiting list is much shorter, which I'm grateful, gives me a lot more flexibility in my life. But still, that could be months before someone can have an appointment with me. So we need people who have these abilities and perhaps who have even worked with others, like in the healthcare industry. You're already set up to be a valuable resource for individuals so that they can have some clarity and move forward in their lives in a very productive, peaceful, happy way. And so, yeah, that's what's happening.
I think it's a very valid point. It's 2018. I mean, there's multiple avenues for second, third, fourth opinions on things, suggestions for things. And I think more people are accepting there's areas to go after that and to look.
Well, and I
think,
think
not make that decision right away.
Right. And I think the intuitive aspect, too, is when you're with someone who knows, and then we'll get to our callers. I know you're all patiently waiting. Thank you so much. When you get to that, when you can hold space for individuals, they get to have clarity themselves. So I really believe people heal themselves. I really believe people have the wisdom inside of them. And my job, other than when I'm on the radio show telling everybody what to do, my job is to hold space so that people can have that alignment and feel their own magnificence and feel confident about what it is that they see and hear and feel for themselves.
Exactly
That's
right.
the beauty.
Yep.
So who do we have next?
Yeah, give out the number 877-825-8828. And Deb calling in from Chicago. Hello, Deb.
Great.
Welcome
Hi,
to the
Deb.
show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate
Of
it.
course. What can I do for you?
Well, I was explaining to Benny that I have a condition that Western medicine calls MS.
Yeah. And I love what you said about a medical condition. I'm really glad you said that.
Because I don't like to label myself.
As you shouldn't. And I have quite a few clients who have had this experience.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I think they're doing extraordinarily well. I also think that a lot of MS patients have been misdiagnosed. A lot of times when people get the diagnosis of MS, unless they've had a lot of scarring in the in their CT scans through the brain or the spinal column, many people have been misdiagnosed. And I think it's because when you diagnose certain autoimmune diseases, it's through they have to go through you have to check off quite a few boxes, right? Because autoimmune disorders are difficult to diagnose. And usually people, when they're diagnosed with MS, it's usually a very stressful time in their life emotionally. And so if we can get their emotions balanced, then they start to actually not have any more symptoms. And so a lot of my clients have been able to go off medications and no longer be treated for MS because they got through the emotional aspect that repressed their system in some way, right?
Right.
So,
right.
Because you seem to be doing extremely well.
Well, I've had symptoms for almost 30 years. I was diagnosed probably 15 years ago.
Right.
I've never taken any of the typical Western medicines because my gut just said that will make me worse. But my concern right now, Marie, is that in the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've always been very careful with my diet and, trying to control
And you've
stress.
lived extremely well. Your body's performed extremely well. Is that correct?
I think it has done well, yes. But the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've had this, increase in my symptoms that has been really frightening.
Right.
Kind of new issues where, if I walk long distance, my legs will start to give out, and I've never had
trembling. There's this trembling effect that I'm seeing in your body. So maybe, there's this exhaustion that you're noticing. So here's the deal, though. Even though you have done extremely well, you have been terrified of this disease. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you have got to stop that fear because that's what's holding you back and that's what's bringing up these symptoms because you keep going into fear energy, even though you've done extremely well. So I want you, this is how I let go of fear and how I recommend that my clients let go of fear. And you never have to do anything I say, but you have to embrace the thing that scares the crap out of you. Can I say that word on the air? I guess I can. Yeah, you have
to me.
You have to embrace it. And I don't mean it's not about accepting. It's just about if you fall in love with something, it goes away. And if it's something that's not that you really want to have in your life, you have to. It's like raising teenage girls. Because I raised my daughters on my own when they were teenagers.
I raised mine on my own, too.
Okay, that's why the universe is having me bring it up, right? So it was a complicated, interesting, challenging, fun, delightful, lovely moment. And if I sat there and just got so intense about, oh, my gosh, this is so not fun, that would have just made it worse. But I would just delight in the fact of the weird stuff that was happening. And I would just fall in love with them even more and fall in love with my reaction. I would just fall in love with it. So every time you have a symptom, what do I want you to do?
Hello?
I want you to fall in love with it because you're having resistance and a reaction, which is actually pulling more negativity towards your body.
Yes.
I want you to fall in love with every tremor, every time your leg wants to collapse. I want you to fall in love with it because that's going to help it to go away.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to enhance your immune system. And here's your new what if question. What if I fall madly and deeply in love with me, no matter what?
Yeah, that's a struggle for me too, because I'm so afraid of what.
Yeah, stop it. Stop being.
Yeah,
fear is just going to attract more fear, which is going to attract more issues. I think you're doing great, and I only see you have a wonderful life, disease-free. So let's get going. Stop staying in the fear. You're smart. You're conscious enough. Stop lowering your consciousness because it's not helping you, and you know it.
Yes.
All right?
I do know it. Can you tell me about my spirit guide?
I actually can't because I have too many people on the phone lines. But here's your what if question again. That's what I want you to be focused on. What if I fall madly and deeply in love with myself no matter what? Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Have a great day.
Thanks, Deb, for calling in. 877-825-8828. We'll take our last break of the hour, and we'll be right back with more from Marie and the Marie Manucherhi Show.
Hello, this is Marie Manucherhi. On Saturday, September 15th, I'll be teaching an afternoon workshop at East West Bookshop in Seattle. It's called Energetic Freedom. It's about letting go. As humans, we have so many ideas about what is in our best interest and how, when, where, and why things should or should not happen. This creates a constant wave of analytical processing that captures the human spirit in regret. Letting go is necessary. It allows us to individualize and allows our magnificence to shine through. So join me on September 15th at East West Bookshop and learn how to create energetic freedom in your own life. For more information, you can go to energyintuitive.com or eastwestbookshop.com.
What if being in recovery from a mental or substance use disorder was something we proudly showed the world? You might be surprised. Millions of people are in recovery, sharing hope, help, and support with family, friends, and community. Join the Voices for Recovery. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The Marie Manucherhi Show is streamed live over the internet. So if you have friends or family members living outside of the Seattle area, wanting answers to life's questions, encourage them to listen to the show and to call into the show to talk with Marie. If you are interested in receiving guidance on an issue in your life, call Marie locally at 425-373-5527 or toll free at 1-877-825-8828 for her insight into your situation.
Join Marie October 19th through October 21st in Redmond, Washington for her annual Reiki workshop. This 2.5-day Reiki workshop will attune you to all 3 levels of Reiki, including the master level, the necessary attunement to teach Reiki to others. Attunements will increase your body's vibrational frequency, allowing you to expand your emotional healing and spiritual growth, as well as promote change in the body on a cellular level. Over the weekend, there will be guided meditations to deepen your intuitive awareness, as well as time for hands-on work. Marie will also discuss the chakra system, share her personal insights on energy medicine, and assist participants in understanding how to transmute these issues and use intention, the greatest tool for wellness, to heal all areas of human life. For more information, go to energyintuitive.com.
Seattle, Tacoma, Antwerp. That's right. We're streamed worldwide on our app and on the web at 1150kknw.com.
And welcome back to the Marie Manucherhi Show. We're live here in, well, kind of foggy Seattle. Maybe stay inside. No paddle boarding for me today, but that's okay. But I'm going to have to this weekend because I just can't stop thinking of the water and how much fun it is out there.
I don't see any of it because Aretha's just paving the way. It's all blue skies and sunshine for us.
I love that, Benny.
Right?
That's awesome. And I heard that recently, elections were on Tuesday, and things are looking pretty good for the blue movement. And so we want to keep that going, everybody.
The numbers are going up.
Numbers are going up. So let's make our country actually really, really great, not whatever. Yeah, let's work on that. Okay, who do we have next on the phone lines?
Yeah, we'll take Scott calling in from Hayden, Colorado. Hello, Scott. Welcome to the show. Scott, are you there, buddy?
Hello.
Scott, where are you?
We lost him.
Okay, well.
Okay, who do we have next?
Let's travel back over to Shirley from Issaquah. Shirley, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yay!
Hi, Shirley. What can I do for you?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
I'm having trouble with my right Achilles.
Ah.
And it seems super stubborn.
Mhm.
And actually having an MRI on Monday to
Okay,
find
good.
out if there's a tear or something. But I just wondered if you
It looks
saw.
really bruised to me and swollen. I don't think there's a tear, so if there is one, it must be relatively small. But let's get to the energy reason why you have that, right? Because
Let's do that.
you are not good at letting go. You're
Gosh, darn
strong,
it.
you're tough, you're independent, you're smart. I mean, all these beautiful qualities that are fabulous, especially for women. I think it's great for women to be strong and all of that. But you've got to let go. And here's the interesting part. This is what your guides are showing me, is that you get to that place where you're letting go, and then it starts to feel sad, and you don't want to feel sad, so you pump yourself up, and then next thing you know, you've got new ideas about how to continue moving forward on whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or whatever. You need to go into the sadness. You need to go into the grief. I think grief is a very profound healing energy. It's also a sign of authentically letting go. It's just really what the brain is telling us, like, oh, I guess I'm never going to have that, or whatever the deal is. But letting go actually makes things happen, right? If you look at, right, as soon as people let go of stuff happens, always.
Right.
So you have to let yourself move into the grief or the disappointment or whatever it is. It's just going to be a temporary feeling, but that's how you're going to know that you're really letting go. And you get close, you almost get there, but you don't want to feel that feeling.
Oh, that is so interesting. Okay.
And that's going to help your Achilles, your hamstring, because the whole thing bilaterally gets really tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm hoping you don't have a tear when you get your MRI, but I'm really glad you're getting the MRI. I love modern medicine as well. I think it's very important. It gives us good information, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
knowledge will be helpful.
it will be really nice, but it looks very swollen to me. So please be careful. Take it slow. Don't go out. Don't go do stuff to irritate that Achilles, please. Please, please, please.
Dancing, I got told, was not the right thing to
No,
do.
are you kidding? I love to dance. It's one of my
I
favorite
know.
things to do, right? Yeah, I go out to nightclubs. It's very, well, actually, I go to the morning nightclubs. Have you ever done that? Have you done the Daybreaker
No.
here in Seattle?
How fun.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. You have to get there at like 7 in the morning to dance
Oh,
until
goodness.
9 a.m., but you get to jump up and down for a couple
That's
hours.
easy.
It's so fun. Well, yeah, because you're up at like 4:30.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah. Thank you, Shirley. And
Thank
I'm going to
you.
send beautiful blessings to your body and all those beautiful ligaments and tendons.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks, Shirley, for joining us. 877-825-8828. We'll take Jasmine calling in from Connecticut. Jasmine, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Jasmine. What
Hi.
can I do for you?
Excuse me.
Sure.
I have some questions about a career change.
Okay. Yeah, it's career day here.
I knew it. I knew
yeah.
it. Just seems to be coming out today.
Yeah. And what are those lovely questions?
Well, I'm a photographer, but
Mhm.
I've been feeling really drawn to learning more about energy work
Yeah.
and working with my own intuition.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to be in my feet right now. I'm so nervous. I'm sorry.
Is this your first time calling in?
I called in once, like about a year ago.
Okay. Was it helpful?
It was. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So your question is, can I do energy work too?
Yeah, or just I feel drawn. I actually signed up for your Reiki workshop in October, which I'm very excited
Thank
about.
you.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, we get people who fly in from all over the place, even internationally for those workshops. So thank you so much. It makes it so much fun and so much interesting to have so much energy all around it. So it's lovely. I see you as doing excellent with energy work. I think you're going to love it. I think your artistic ability, because artists have a natural intuitive quality. And of course, people don't have to use your intuition to do energy work. Healing Touch, of course, there are many intuitive people who work within the Healing Touch community, but the way their founder taught Healing Touch is people don't have to, use that in a large way to do healing work. But when you're an artist, your intuition's already highlighted and turned on because you see life very differently than others. That's why we're drawn to the work of artists, right? Because they capture something that we don't capture. It's really beautiful. So I think it's just going to move smoothly for you. And here's an interesting part. This is what I'm being told. You know how to maintain energy in your body, maybe because art is kind of a solo experience, right? Mm-hmm. So you understand your own energy system really well, which I think is important when you move into the profession of energy work, because energies bleed and all kinds of weird things happen. And if you don't have a heads up of how your own body operates, it could be tiring, right? Or it could be, it may not be energizing, which it needs to be energizing. But if you know how your own energy system works, you've spent enough time with yourself, you know how your own being works, then you can be even more effective. So I hope that answers your questions for you.
Yeah, very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'll see you. I think it's October, right? Is that when that class is? I don't know my full schedule, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Good. So I'll see you soon. Have a lovely summer, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jasmine, and thanks, Jasmine, for calling back because we've had some
we lost her
technical
too,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, and this is good because I got Scott back too. So he was calling from Hayden, Colorado. So Scott, do I got you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Great.
he's back.
Thanks,
All right.
Scott, for calling back. We really
welcome to the show.
appreciate that. Yeah, welcome to the show. What can I do for you?
I'm down for some direction. We've been on a wild ride this year, and my wife loves your show, and she's coming to your workshop in October.
Oh, lovely.
And,
Thank you so much.
We wanted to live in the mountains a long time, and it's something that we've talked about, and an opportunity came to us, and it felt right, and we literally sold everything we own. We have two small children. We have two children, 9 and 3, and we just found out we have one more on the way, and we're here in Colorado, and we got here, and we followed all our signs and what felt right, with joy, and we got here, and it seemed the exact opposite of what we felt, and we just found out on Saturday we have another baby coming.
Yeah, congratulations. That's lovely.
Thank you. And I just a little bit lost at the moment.
Right. But just remember this. Mars is retrograde right now. Mars is the planet of let's move things forward. It's retrograde. So I just wouldn't make any decisions or get too concerned until like mid-September, maybe more towards late September. And here's the other thing. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you guys made a choice that's maybe not in your best interest. And I'm not saying that that's true, by the way, just so you know. A lot of times our souls want to have a felt expression of what feels like so that we know what it feels like. Because without the feeling, we don't understand what it feels like when something isn't maybe in our highest good and when something is in our highest good. So I don't want you to think you made a mistake. If for some reason this isn't panning out the way you guys want it to, you're going to learn a very, very, very important and valuable experience that human beings need to have in order to know when something feels and when something feels right. You need to have that. All of us do. I've had plenty of those experiences in my life, and I'm grateful for every single one of them. And so I just want you to wait it out. I want you to get in positive. This is your opportunity to stay positive when things don't look positive, which is going to break a ton of patterns in your brain of neurotransmitter pathways that you've created. By the way, you already created them in this lifetime and multiple lifetimes, and this is your opportunity to break them and to stay in positive, grateful, happy energy. So here's your what if questions. What if I'm on the right track? What if everything is working out for me? What if only good will come from this? This is what I want you to start doing. This isn't the time to power down in disappointment. This is the time to power up in hope and in trusting the universe and in the magical, amazing world that can be surprising and delightful and inspiring for all of us. Okay?
Right. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. It's exactly what we just talked about.
Good. See, we're all on the same page. Because I can't tell you how many times I've made decisions where clearly it looked like a terrible thing. And then amazing things happen from it. But I worked on staying positive, and I worked on being grateful, and I worked on letting go and allowing the universe to bring whatever magical, sort of outcome that was really intended to happen, which made me enormously happy. So magic is everywhere. So good. Have a wonderful time. I'm going to send some positive energy to you guys and know that you're breaking very old patterns. Some of them are about victimization. And victimization is a strong pattern, and it can go on for generations. So this is your wonderful opportunity to break some of those.
Right. Yes, ma'am. We don't have to leave here until technically October 1st.
Great.
So
Perfect.
Yes. Great.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And congratulations on the baby.
Yeah,
again.
totally.
So exciting.
Yep. And Scott, thanks again for calling back. And Alexa, I think we have time for about one more. And
Okay,
Beth
great.
is hanging in there from New York. So Beth is our lucky caller. So
Hi, Beth.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Beth.
Hi, hello. Thank you for
Hello.
taking the call.
Yes. What can I do for you, Beth?
Well, it was about almost 24 years ago that I learned I had breast cancer.
Uh-huh.
And at the time, I was taking care of my mom full time, and I couldn't really stop. And
You mean you chose not to, but go
care of
ahead.
it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then after she passed on, I just had to get back to working and all that. And so it was just about 5 years ago that I started seeing an oncologist.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been going to this doctor at a large cancer treatment center here in New York City regularly for scans and blood tests, but I haven't had additional treatment. I only took letrozole for about 1 year.
Uh-huh.
I haven't had chemo and
Uh-huh.
surgery and radiation. And then recently I also learned that I have bradycardia.
Uh-huh.
I have been having some symptoms.
Uh-huh.
And I was just wondering what guidance you might have for me.
Well, first of all, I mean, you're doing fantastic. I mean, you were originally diagnosed 24 years ago, and you're here on the planet. So here's one of the interesting things about you. I haven't even drawn out your energy because I can actually see it as sometimes this happens to me where it just floated into the studio. First of all, you need to learn to start putting more energy in your body. You tend to you tend to not have energy inside your body. And I think you need to stop being afraid because clearly you're doing great. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So here's, I want you to start practicing this what if question. What if I easily receive? Because I want you to start taking energy into your body. And I think the bradycardia will actually go away once you start to have more subatomic particles inside your beautiful, lovely, fantastic, smart body. and I want you to say, oh, what if my health is amazing? What if I'm on the right track? What if I'm incredibly fortunate with my health? Which I think is true, by the way. So how do you feel about that? Because you keep trying to find problems and you keep forgetting to celebrate how fortunate you are.
Yes, I do have this sort of constant anxiety.
Right, so stop it. And I know when I say that, people go, how? I think it's very important to realize that fear, again, is not intuition. It's also, it's not intuition talking to you. Fear is not an intuitive process. That's the mind, the ego, screaming and yelling at us all day long about things that either don't exist or never have or never will, which is fascinating and interesting to me. And humans need to learn to manage their mind. Like dogs, and dogs are lovely creatures, but we tell them where to poop. We ration out their food. We don't let them walk around unless we're in a dog park unleashed. They need to be managed, and so does your brain. Your brain needs to be managed. So every time your brain says what it does, you're going to stop and say to yourself, what if my body is amazing? What if I'm on the right track? What if I'm healthy? What if only good will come from this? That's what I want you to start doing, and I want you to do it all day long, either silently or out loud, for months, maybe the rest of your life. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a gorgeous day in New York.
Thanks very much for calling in, and that should do it for today.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yes, so now that I only have one more daughter getting married this year in September, we'll fly to North Carolina for Misha and Seth's wedding, which, again, congratulations to the future bride and groom. And, of course, Mina and Kevin had a lovely honeymoon. They got married in July in Italy, so we know they had a wonderful time, and we're so happy they're back home here in Seattle. So now that I'm getting close to the finish line of two daughters getting married in 1 year, I have posted my classes for the fall, and so make sure that you go to energyintuitive.com and check out and see if there's anything that strikes your fancy or that you would love to learn more about. And, of course, my newsletter is also up on the website, again, energyintuitive.com. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you can do so on the website. I send it out. I used to send it out quarterly, but I think we're going to do it like 3 times a year because I'm a little bit busy. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the show, for calling in, and we wish everyone joyful blessings. Bye-bye for now.
I had to face another day. Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. Contests are the responsibility of the host of this program and not KKNW. This is Alternative Talk 1150 AM, KKNW Seattle, and KNUC 98.9 HD3 Seattle.
And good morning to you. Benny Mathers here for a look at your Alternative Talk AM 1150 traffic update for Around the Sound. Starting things off over on South Rose Street on I-5